What's up, everyone, and what are we betting today? It is a Saturday here in Las Vegas, and I will be going over to the Rio today to play their $1,600 main event World Series circuit event. I was in day two of the Venetian 1600 yesterday, came in with a decent amount of chips, and lasted until close to dinner break, when I played a big hand with king-queen suited, where I called a 3-bet from my opponent out of position, and the flop came king high. I check called a bet. Turn gave me a gut shot. I checked. He went all in. I called, and he had an ace-king. So that was it. I felt really good about the level of attention and focus I brought to the game yesterday. I kept my phone in my backpack during play. I wasn't messing around or getting lost in thought. I was watching the hands that I wasn't a part of and building up reads and using those reads for hands and decision making later on in the day. I'll admit, on day ones in these tournaments, that's not really my methodology. I'm usually looking for any excuse to get distracted, whether it's betting on a sports game or playing online poker or finding somebody to hang out and chat with on the table. But on day twos, my intention going forward is to bring that A game, bring that intense level of focus and watch the hands I'm not a part of. And I think it's really tempting to just get caught up in our phones or to look for an easy distraction in live poker because it is so slow moving and because so few hands impact us and because at the end of the day, a lot of what we do is ultimately meaningless in terms of the results. It just feels like, yeah, well, I didn't really use any live reads or none of the information I accumulated came into play. I just lost a dumb flip and that was it. And you can definitely rationalize half focusing during live poker because of those factors, but I think if you really, really want to elevate your game, you've got to be in the game even when you're not in the hand. So my intention today is, since it's, day 1A, tomorrow's day 1B, today I'm just going to try and play solid. I'll probably see if there are online tournaments going on at the same time. I expect the field will be very soft and very similar to what we saw at Venetian. It's pretty much the same crowd that comes into town to play these events. There's quite a few East Coast guys that traveled into town just to play this ring of events, and a few of them that are going to go over to the LAPC. I'm going on Tuesday. There's a 1K accumulator, a 2K, a 5K, and then finally the 10K main event. Not to mention all the cash games that go on around the Commerce and in LA during that time. So, as for other gambling going on around poker, Daily Fantasy Sports is back with the NBA, and college basketball is something you can do for Daily Fantasy Sports now. For a long time, you weren't able to play because the NCAA interfered with Daily Fantasy Sports in a way that made them concerned that they would be facing litigation if they kept running it. But they have since, I don't know, overruled that or dropped that objection, or I don't know. As long as the NCAA gets their money in the end, those people are a bunch of assholes. I think the NCAA is maybe the worst sports organization of all. But I'll save my tangents on the NCAA for another day and talk about how excited I am for being able to play March Madness Daily Fantasy Sports, for the NBA to be back. I still want to do a Daily Fantasy Sports lineup construction vlog where I hang out with Asani and pick his brain about, why do you make these decisions for your lineup? What are your priorities in the NBA? How does the NBA differ from the other major sports? What are some of the common mistakes that people are making in their lineup construction? So while I very much want to do that, we have the 1600 today, online poker tomorrow, then there's a 2K high roller at the Rio on Monday, and then I go to LA on Tuesday, and I don't think that Asani is going to come and play anything in LA. He did go and play Venetian 1600, and this is live poker for you. I played 4 bullets, got in early, did my best, tried to run up a stack, and came up short on the cash, and Asani absolutely maximum late reg, ran up a huge stack, got the cash. He didn't make day 3, so it's not going to be the ultimate punishment for me. But it's just funny to think about how, live poker, you can show up and play your best and try so hard and do everything right, and it's just like, and then, somebody else can just kind of show up and be like, well, I don't really take poker seriously anymore, but I'm going to try and see what I can do, and their just stack goes like that. And that's a lot of what drives people crazy about live poker tournaments, is that the effort that you put in isn't repaid on like a daily or a weekly or a monthly or a yearly basis. It's this incredibly ridiculously long-term period, and you just have to trust that if you keep focusing, you keep putting in work, and you keep studying, that eventually you'll get paid off in the end. But there's no guarantee of that. There's no promise of that. And so tournament poker can be a little maddening in that way. But no, Asani is a really interesting guy to talk to, especially when it comes to daily fantasy sports and the NBA. So I want to do a vlog where we focus on those things, and just to prevent the vlog from becoming entirely centered on poker, especially in this, spring, summer period where there's no football and there's an absolute ton of poker. It can be tempting to just make this a single subject vlog, but that's not what we're going for here with a gambling vlog. I do want it to be more engrossing. So as for today, I'm gonna get a little rest, do a little study, maybe go down to the hot tub, and then get to not the Venetian anymore. Get over to the Rio on time to register right at the beginning. These are only 40-minute levels, and you only get 1 re-entry per day. So try and bring the A game, but I'll probably just be playing online poker, so I'll see you on there, guys, later.